All right. So our next section is going to be about the Philippines. Okay. Now, at the start of this chapter, in the vocabulary, I told you that we stopped the Filipinos from fighting us with bacon. It is absolutely true. Here's the story. So, Spain gave us the Philippines. The Filipino people had been under Spanish rule. They had been their slaves for hundreds of years. And they wanted independence. They wanted their own country. They did not want to become American slaves. So, they started fighting America. And they were really good fighters, okay? Because of a couple of things. But one of the main things that made them good fighters was lots of drugs, okay? So these guys would get hopped up on amphetamines and all kinds of dope, and basically crystal meth, the active ingredient in that. And they would just charge the Americans, and you could shoot them 5 or 6 times and they just keep coming. They didn't even know they were dying. Anyway, we sent one of our best generals at the time. He's going to be a general for World War I as well. His name is General Blackjack Pershing. They called him Blackjack Pershing because he commanded black soldiers. He commanded a group of soldiers called the Buffalo Soldiers. And yes, they called them that because they were black. They said that their hair looked like buffalo hair. So, Blackjack was at the Battle of San Juan Hill. He and the Buffalo Soldiers went up the hill with Teddy Roosevelt. But in history books, you normally only hear about the Rough Riders, especially older history books. They left the Buffalo Soldiers out of that because they were black, okay? So anyway, he's over here, he's fighting them, and he realizes that a good portion of the Filipino people are Muslims. And he figures out a way to use that against them. So in the Muslim religion, it says that you're not supposed to eat pork. You're not even supposed to touch pork, or you go to hell. So Blackjack Pershing orders to have hundreds of pigs brought to the camp. And they slaughter hundreds of pigs, and they drain all the blood from them. And then they take the American bullets, all of them, and they dip them in pig's blood. So literally, the bullets that were fired out of American barrels, if they hit a Muslim, it would send them straight to hell, according to Muslim beliefs. So these are bacon hell bullets, basically. And he made sure that everybody knew it too. They put it all over the papers. They put flyers out all over the Philippines. They said, if you want to basically die and go to hell, then keep fighting the Americans because we're shooting you with bullets dipped in pig's blood. So he goes out, and Pershing slaughters a bunch of Filipinos that are Muslims. He digs a massive trench, a big old mass grave, and he puts all the bodies inside. And then he takes the rest of the pig's blood and he drenches their bodies in pig's blood. And then he takes the pig carcasses and puts them on top of the Muslims and buries it all. And at that point, the Filipinos quit fighting. And we promised them their independence eventually. And they agreed that they would stop fighting because they just did not want to mess with us anymore. I tell you this, y'all, this would never happen today because of political correctness. But it absolutely would work again. I'm not advocating. I'm saying it would work again. After this happened, there was not a single Muslim terrorist attack in the world for 50 years. Okay? All right, that's the end of that video.